his appearance was excellent. Just brief.
How long did he speak for?
Not brief. And he said,
a minute?
yeah, probably a couple minutes,
okay.
a minute to a couple minutes. And he said, I'm going to keep this brief. Smart, very smart. You don't want that to drone on, right? So yeah, that was good.
Don't lose the room.
Yeah,
Mike,
you could lose the room. He got kind of cut off. The band started playing, and he wanted to do a
Go Big Red.
Yeah, and he did it anyway.
I heard that.
He got 2 in.
He was screaming that.
He got 2 in. Yeah, and it worked. Good job by the coach.
Matt Rhule. Yeah. Matt Rhule, halftime at Saturday.
Yeah.
In some kind of sad news regarding coaching, we don't have an update right now in terms of where this is at, but yesterday there was a report that Mike Leach, the Mississippi State head coach, the beloved, one of the craziest coaches out there with all the great commentary he has and just the air raid offense, Mike Leach, apparently has had a big medical occurrence in his life. He's in the hospital. He's grasping for life right now, it sounds like.
Is that right?
That's what it sounds like.
Well, the red flag to me was they took him out of Starkville. They took him by ambulance 100 and some miles away, I think, to Jackson. So they whatever it is, they didn't treat him in Starkville. They took him by ambulance 100 miles away. So yeah, it's probably not a great situation.
Yeah, don't have an update this morning.
That's Mike
checking
Leach
during the break, but there's nothing official without regarding him yet. But it does not look good regarding the outlook for Mike Leach as of this morning.
Yeah,
which is a terribly sad thing for one of the most beloved coaches in college football.
Yeah,
for the the most zany quotes that exist out there.
Well, yeah, and he's more than zany.
He is. He's got there's substance there.
Yeah,
there's substance.
Some kind of yeah. We'll watch that. Some other coach you knew, Scott Frost. Remember Scott Frost?
Yeah, you might recall the name Scott Frost. He was the former head coach of Nebraska as of a few months ago here in Lincoln. Scott Frost is back in the coaching world. Well, kind of. He's going to be coaching. Yeah. It was announced on Friday that he will be coaching the Gold Team in this weekend's U.S. Army Bowl against Sip, another guy with kind of Nebraska connections.
Yeah.
Houston Nutt will be coaching the Black Team.
That was no rumor. Well, Houston Nutt had a plane on the tarmac, and if he got in that plane and came to Lincoln, he was going to be Nebraska's coach. Houston Nutt. That would have been.
Do you think he would have fared better than Bill Callahan?
I don't know.
I just don't know if anything changes if he's the coach.
What the hell is going on in Nebraska? What happened to this place? What happened to this place?
You cannot convince me that the hire beyond Frank Solich would have been better if it was Houston Nutt and not Bill Callahan or somebody.
That's when we decided to go with the makeover, honey. It is. That's when we decided to go full freaking makeover. And what you used to look like, I don't even know. Because I forgot. Houston Nutt. Great. Anyway, Frost on the sideline. So quickly the jokes come out on Twitter. They're going to lose by a field goal.
What if they do, though? What if they do? What if Scott Frost's team loses by a field goal? It was a close one. Another one-score loss. I just can't avoid it. Just some crippling mistake late.
Block punt. Punt goes awry.
They're tied. There's a terrible pass interference in 4th and 15. Field goal range. Game's over.
I think it was a close one. God, I hope that doesn't happen.
I know.
No, I hope it doesn't happen. I'm sticking with that. Media is not kind of Frost.
No, well, the record doesn't help him out.
No.
The way he handled media.
Yeah. He
didn't really help himself out in any
He did not.
Fred Hoiberg is not winning very much, but he's liked because he's a nice person.
Yes,
he embraces the media, embraces people.
Yeah. I don't know. He's not full on embraces.
Okay, but he doesn't push back.
No.
Right?
No, he's respectful. He's cordial.
Cordial, exactly.
He's always respectful. And he's very even keel. And he's not snippety. I mean, this is what am I talking about? The Spun. You have to, how'd you read the Spun? What the hell's the Spun?
I don't read the Spun.
TheSpun.com. They have a graph at the end of the story about this Frost coaching in this U.S. Army. What do we call it? The U.S. Army All-American game.
Yeah.
Frost,
U.S. Army Bowl.
It says Frost, meanwhile, has been linked to a few jobs here and there. However, a deal hasn't materialized at all. Like, what's at all mean? It's just a snippety thing to throw in there, right?
It is pretty snippety.
Yeah.
Just
However,
a shot at
a
the guy.
deal hasn't materialized at all. Okay.
You think they mean it like in
You
that?
see what I'm
I think
saying?
they're trying to say it like that.
Yes, I do.
That has
It's
intentional.
some
like, snippy
Nebraska
feel to it.
writer that's working with the Spun. That, yeah, he did. That UAB job was serious. I mean, he went down there with his wife to Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
So if they bring a guy down to Birmingham, it's serious. Dilfer got the job.
He did.
Trent Dilfer.
Sounds like the guy they might replace him at his old place as Jason Witten. Might replace him as the high school head coach that Dilfer was.
They had Dilfer, and now they're going to have Witten.
Yeah.
My God.
At the high school. Yeah, exactly. By the way, before we get to break, regarding, I mentioned the Hawaii listener we had, Jack
from Hawaii.
Jack, 71 years old. He says, it's 2:30 a.m. I have my old man sleep of 3 or 4 hours, and this show is part of my morning routine of Kona coffee and a smoke. Retirement is wonderful.
Well, we have someone who we're going to call one of our most favorite listeners right now. Jack is doing what? What kind of Kona coffee?
Kona coffee and a smoke.
Oh.
He says retirement is wonderful.
God bless you.
God bless you, Jack.
Jack, thank you.
71-year-old Jack.
Okay, Jack, you know what you just did? You brought a smile to Jake's face.
It's about to go away, though. He's up next.